morning, Florence. I told you a week or two ago I was going to show you my collard recipe. A couple months back, Janet posted another collard recipe that was exceptionally good, but she got that from her first cousin and out of a cookbook from Charleston. Well, I've always made collards, and today I'm going to show you my recipe. And the main difference is she used ham hocks and I used fatback. It gives you a little different flavor profile, plus a couple other little small things. So I'll show you what I did. It's raining out here today. Yesterday or last night I went out and cropped some leaves off the collards. I didn't pull them up. Down south here, when the winters are mild, you can get away with that, cropping the bottom leaves, the biggest leaves, and just letting the plant stay in the ground and grow, and it'll keep producing as long as the weather's warm enough. And so I get away with some of that. If you're up north or in cold climates, you can't do that. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I make my collards.
See what I got here. Got my mule I'm gonna plant dirt around it so you can see it out of the better side. A little better resolution.
There you go. Can you see that? You just take these bottom leaves, cut them off, and I'll go ahead and cut the stem up to there and save that. And so we have us a bag of collards right here. I've just taken the top leaves, or the bottom leaves rather, off of some of these plants, and that's what you end up leaving. Something that looks about like that. And so we'll just leave the rest of those and come back later and get them. Raining out there, Toby. Can't do much outside, can we? To get with these collards. What I've got, sink full of water. They're pretty clean, just like they are. We're gonna stop the sink up. I've cleaned the sink out, and we're just gonna throw them down in there. We're gonna take these over to Janet's aunt's house where her family get together. Okay, once they get this filled up, I'll show you what I do. I found this new label laying around. What do you think about that? I'm just playing with this. I'm not marketing any sauce, so there's no competition here. I just thought the sauce I made recently on that barbecue, I'd put it in this jar or in this bottle and put my label on it. This is just a personal gratification. Biff sauce. Might send some for some gifts in the future. You're supposed to look them and wash them before you cut them up. All I need to do is just rinse them a little bit. They are very clean. Okay, hold on, I'll show you my next step. I got this accessory for the sink. It's a sink cutting board, so to speak. It's not wood, but they make them in wood. You go to Amazon or just get online and type in sink cutting boards. You'll find all kinds of things like this that you can adjust them according to the size of your sink or your area. And I got it spread out to where it won't move around too much. Anyway, what I do, got ahead of myself, I just get a big handful, and you can, if the stalks are tender and small, you can actually add those with the I'm going to transfer these washed collards over here on this sink rack on this other side, and I'll be pulling them out of that side over to my cutting board. They're nice and clean. Now I can use this side as a clean side that you can chop your collards and push them off into this clean side. And I'll rinse this out one more time, make sure all the grit, any dirt or grit, sand, any little bugs or anything was washed out. I'll just sit this stopper down there and bring my little tray. Can you see me? Yeah. Alright, I got that chopped. We'll just slide that off into there. Alright, now I can get going. It won't take long to do this bunch of collards. As you see, doing them like this in bunches. Just pile them up like that. There's a few little stems right there. I'll cut those off. Alright, and then just roll them up. Now, slide your knife down in between your hands and just make you a couple of cuts. Bring it back and then you start going down. Don't cut your hand. And just keep working them off the edge. Not hard. See how easy that works? And I'll work down through these collards in no time. Okay, I'm gonna finish doing these, and I'll meet you. Is get some fatback frying. Some of you may not like fatback, but it's a good season. We use it down here. Let's see. I'm gonna show it to you. Smithfield pork fatback sliced. Alright, let's get us some heat going. I got a nice fan here, but because I'm going to be talking a little bit, I'm not going to cut it on right now. Might set the smoke alarm off. For this much collards, let's see. These are actually cut in like small strips. 2 cups of chicken broth I'm going to put this 2 cups of broth in this collard pot. And by the way, this is 16 cups of chopped collards. And we're going to cut that iron back there and let that start warming up. Also, I'm going to bring this pot filler around and we're going to put some water in here. I know I'm going to need some more water than just 2 cups of chicken broth. That's a real handy feature. We've enjoyed that. We picked this up during our kitchen remodel. Trying to keep from splattering. About 2 cups of water, 2 cups of broth, and 2 cups of water. That ought to do it. Okay, now we're going to concentrate back over here. It's looking good. Started, this pot was just about full, but as the collards start getting heated up and wilting, just like cabbage, a full pot will turn into a half pot. So that's the way greens do, and I can see the water level now. So you know, if you fool with collards a lot, you'll learn those little things, how the characteristics of cooking them. Okay, what we're going to do now is pour this fat back into here, and don't worry, it's going to be alright. If you don't eat fat back or like fat back, it's going to be okay. These are going to be some good ones. And this recipe, like I said before, was 16 cups of chopped collards. And so if you don't need this many, you can cut that recipe in half and just go with 8 cups. You know, if it's just an entree for a meal, and then you might have a little left over for the next day. So, alright, I'm getting ready to show you what my other ingredients are, so hold on, be right back. Hey, we're right at the last part of this where we season this pot besides the broth we've got in it. I've got it on a low heat, medium low heat at this point. And what we're going to do is put in a 1/4 cup of vinegar, apple cider vinegar. We're going to go in with a tablespoon of sugar. And all of this is to taste, especially these last 3. We're going to go in with a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of granulated garlic. I think I'm gonna leave that at half of that, 1/8 teaspoon. I don't want to put too much in there. And then let's see how, I don't ever measure this stuff. I just throw it in, and so I'll have to do it like I'm normally doing it. Yeah, well, here's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll stop right there. You know, with these kind of recipes, you don't follow a recipe really. When I cook collards, I just dump and do it. A dash of this, or you know, half a cup of this, or whatever. All right, let's stir that up and see what we got. We'll do a taste on the broth and see what it needs more of, and see where we are with this. Needs more salt. I'll put the rest of that garlic in there. I didn't taste it hardly at all. So I'll have this recipe in the description box. And I tell you, this collard greens is always better the next day. You let this simmer in the pot for a couple hours and then turn it off. Let it cool down, which will take about 6 hours. And then put it in the refrigerator overnight, and they'll taste so much better tomorrow. These will be even better. I mean, you could serve them and eat them tonight, no problem, but it's always better the next day. Let's dip a little more broth in this spoon here. That's better. As we say around here, that's more better. All right. I might get back with you for just a minute tomorrow and let you know how they really taste after they've had a chance to simmer, cook, and then sit up overnight in the fridge. Okay guys, I had to go back and actually add more seasoning, you know, the salt and the pepper, and I did go ahead and put the full 1/4 cup of sugar in, and I did go back and put the 1/4 teaspoon of granulated garlic in after all, and a little more pepper. So you have to season these things to taste, especially if it's a big pot. So I'll put all of that in the description box for you on just how I did collard greens. All right, it's time for a taste test. Can you see these? Yeah, beautiful collard greens right out of the backyard garden. Let's give them a try. This is my recipe, remember, and I use fat back instead of ham hock. Grandmama would be proud. Delicious. You need to try this recipe. One more bite. Toby, you want some? He passed on that. I said they are so much better the next day after they sat in the fridge all night long. Oh, it's like night and day. That's what you need to do if you make these. Make them to sit in the fridge overnight before you want to serve them. They're so much better. I tell you now, you believe me. Version of collard greens, and I've always loved them like this. But now check out Janet's collard green recipe on her playlist, Janet's Sides. I have it up here for you. You can go back and refer to that one and actually cook both recipes and see how you like them. It's ham hock versus fatback. We'll call it that. Until next time, this is Phil and Florence. I'll see you.